Hey, what is going on, guys? It's Young here, and today I'm back in our Fortnite video. In today's video, I'm going to give you guys the best exponential settings to use. I haven't made an updated exponential settings since the recent aim assist changes to the game as of just a few days ago, so I wanted to make another updated video on showing you guys the best exponential settings to use, whether you guys already play on exponential, or if you guys are looking to switch. I'm going to show you guys the best settings to use that are very good for building, aiming, and also editing. And real quick, before we get into the video, I have a V-Buck giveaway. I give away 2,000 V-Bucks every single Friday. So if you guys want to take part in this giveaway and win some free V-Bucks, all you guys have to do is to drop a like on this video. Make sure you guys do subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys do turn on post notifications so you guys get notified for every single new video and when I announce the winners. And lastly, leave a comment down below of either your Xbox gamer tag, your PSN gamer tag, or Epic account, and you guys will be automatically entered into the next giveaway. And lastly, make sure you guys do support me in the item shop. All you guys have to do is go down to the bottom right, click on support a creator, type in creator code YoungHumor, and you guys will have me added and supported as a creator in the item shop. And alright guys, let's go right to the video. Alright, so in this video, I'm going to be going into the best exponential settings to use. These are going to be the very best when it comes to aiming, when it comes to building, and also editing. And I really like these sensitivities a lot. And when it comes to choosing exponential settings can be a really good alternative to linear, because some of the biggest advantages that you have on exponential can include something like aiming. The aiming is so much better on exponential when it comes to ranges, just because you have the small analog stick adjustments. So when it comes to aiming from distance, it's really effective. You can be such a better player when it comes to aiming. So if you feel like you're struggling with aim, switching to exponential settings could actually be the thing that you really need. So going into my settings for my editing and also my building sensitivity, I have a 2.4 building and a 2.5 editing, along with a 49% X sensitivity and a 47% Y sensitivity, so horizontal and vertical speed. Now I do play on a pretty high editing and building sensitivity for the sensitivity that I have, but for me personally, I really do like having the high building and editing sensitivity. I feel like it's really nice to be able to build quickly, especially in the games that I have where everyone's trying as hard as possible. So being able to build and edit very quickly against other players is very essential for me. So obviously, if this sensitivity is too high as far as the building and editing, you can definitely try out maybe like a 2.2 and a 2.3. That's something that I would recommend as well. I really do like having the higher sensitivity. Now, the reason why I have the 49 and 47%, I have a little bit higher for X sensitivity, and that's going to give me that little bit of a boost that I need when it comes to going for flick shots. That's why I play a little bit higher X sensitivity as opposed to Y. And one of the bigger reasons why I play in such a high building and editing sensitivity is because on my linear settings, it really just feels so much faster when it comes to building and editing, just the way the movement feels. So me playing on this sensitivity here feels pretty similar to what I have on my linear settings. Not exactly, but I feel like I'm able to build and edit very quickly. As you can see, my editing feels really solid. I don't have any issues. I'm not like overcorrecting or missing any of my edits. So this is why I really like the sensitivity. And like I mentioned before, one of the bigger problems you can have if you play on too high of a sensitivity when it comes to maybe editing, for instance, could be overcorrecting. One of the things that can happen a lot is if you play on too high of an editing sensitivity, you can over edit. So that can cause you to miss your edit. And even if you are able to get the edit off, what can happen is your crosshair could be so far off of the other player that the only way you can fix your kind of alignment is going to be going for like a really big flick shot. So that's why sometimes playing on a little bit lower editing sensitivity could help you out a lot, because you're not going to be overcorrecting, and at the same time, you always want to finish off your edit right where the other player is. That way you don't have to go for a massive flick shot and you pretty much already have your crosshair lined up. So that's why I do play on the building editing sensitivity that I have. But as I mentioned, if it is too high, if you feel like you're overcorrecting, you feel like you're accidentally placing way too many builds, just drop it down a few notches, and that's going to be a really good sensitivity to use. But as I mentioned before, I do play on a little bit higher X than Y sensitivity when it comes to the horizontal and vertical speed. And with this, I don't really have any problems with it. I feel like I'm able to aim very well. But the reason why I had the little bit higher X sensitivity was going to be for my flick shots. Helps me get off that little bit extra flick if I ever need it. So that's why I do play on the sensitivity that I have. So going down to my aim down sight sensitivity, I play on a 12% and a 12% on both. Now I used to play a little bit higher vertical, but I feel with exponential settings, you really have that big advantage of being able to make small analog stick adjustments. And I also do have a 0.04 look damping time, which is the smallest bit. It just adds a little bit more control over my aim. So if you feel like you're struggling with your accuracy, definitely give look dampening out a try. Sometimes I use it, sometimes I don't. Really just depends on what I feel like I need to improve for my settings. But I do have just a little bit. I have a 0.04 look damping time, so I would definitely recommend giving it a try. I know it can help a lot of you guys out, so just give that setting a look. But for the reason why I chose a 12%, I feel like 12% is a good balance between really long range and also close range when it comes to aiming down your sights. Because when you play on a high aiming down sensitivity, you're going to be very good at close ranges, because when someone's close range to you, you're going to have to move your crosshair over a lot more than when someone's like, say, 300 meters out. Because when someone's 300 meters out, it's going to be your best bet to play on a low aiming down sight sensitivity, because when someone's 300 yards out, you barely have to move your analog stick at all to line up the other player. So I feel like the 12% that I have is a good balance between being able to make those small analog stick adjustments from long range, but also be fast enough so we're in close range situations, you're going to be fine. You're not going to have any problems tracking the other players. So that's why I play on a 12% for my aim down sight sensitivity. I really do like it. As far as my recommendations, I recommend anything from like a 10% all the way up to maybe a 14 or 15%. So if you're not a fan of 12, definitely in the ranges of 10 to 15% are going to be my personal favorites. So definitely give those out a try for your aim down sight sensitivity. So going into the last couple settings that I have for my controller options. So down here at the bottom, as far as my dead zones, I play on 11% and a 10%. I was playing on 10-10, but I moved my dead zone up 1% just because I was having a little bit more stick drift than I wanted for my move stick dead zone. So that's going to be my left analog stick. I was having a little bit more stick drift than I wanted, so I raised it by a point. Now, as far as choosing your dead zones, you always want to have the lowest possible dead zones without any stick drift. So the dead zone that you play on is really player to player. So some of you guys might be able to play on 5%, and some of you guys may be on 30% for your dead zones. It really just depends on how much stick drift you have. And if you have stick drift, all it means is you need to raise your dead zones. So as far as the right dead zones for you, you really just have to figure out based on how much stick drift that you have. And going into the last option that I have for my controller options is going to be the foot controller setting. You want to have this setting off just because it adds input delay and it's super annoying. So you want to make sure you have that setting off. I've had it off. I used to have it on quite a bit back in the day, but ever since I turned it off, I really noticed how much of an input delay it added. It's not like super significant, but you really will feel it if you just turn it off and then you turn it back on. At least for myself, I can really tell the difference in between the two. But those are going to be all the sensitivities and settings that I have for Exponential. And I really do think these settings are the best of the best when it comes to aiming, editing, and also building. So these sensitivities are really good for all the mentions that I listed in this video. Now, as for myself, I'm more of a pub player. I play a lot of public matches. I play a lot of solos, as you guys probably know if you guys see my streams before. If you guys haven't, make sure you guys definitely come by. I do stream every single day at 6 o'clock. I play a lot of solos. But for myself, if I were ever to play a lot of arena, I definitely 100% would be playing on exponential settings, because all in all, the aim is definitely significantly better. But at the same time, when it comes to building and editing, exponential is just a little bit weaker when it comes to the building and editing aspect as opposed to linear. But if you're an arena player or you're not really into doing all the best high ground retakes, as you can see here, I'm doing all these retakes on exponential, so you can do a ton of retakes on these settings, no problem at all. But there is going to be a decent amount of like really advanced retakes that you won't be able to do, or it's going to be significantly more difficult. So if you're an arena player, you're probably not going to be cranking out the most difficult retakes at all. You're probably going to do some of the basic ones that I have here. Obviously, some of these may be a little bit more advanced for you, but you're not really going to be doing too much of the craziest retakes. So it's not going to be that much of a problem for arena, and you're also going to get the biggest boost when it comes to aiming, because aiming on these settings are much better than on linear, especially at range. and long range and also medium range. So there is a lot of advantages for playing exponential settings. So if you're a competitive player, or if you just want to focus on aiming the the accuracy part of your game, I definitely recommend giving these settings a try. I think they're going to be a really big help to you guys. But with that being said, that's wrap it up for this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, if you guys liked it, make sure you guys do drop a like. Make sure you guys do subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Make sure you guys do hit that notification bell so you guys can get notified for every single new video. And as well, I do live stream every single day here on this channel at 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Definitely come on my live streams, like I said, every single day. Just slap on that post notification and you guys will get notified when I go live. But with that being said, I appreciate you guys watching the video, and alright guys, I'll see you next video.